Hey, what's up, everybody? Robert Brodner here, host of the Once Rising podcast. That's right, you heard it correct. New name, new brand, Once Rising. So this is podcast number 101. This is the 101st podcast that I've done myself, but this will be the first one under the new brand. It was time for a new start. I want to expand the brand, as they say, so we changed the name to Once Rising. That's going to give us an opportunity to branch out in the YouTube world. This will be the first YouTube podcast being released this week as well under the Once Rising name. For this podcast, I felt Nathan Forti was the perfect one to bring into the Cosign Loft. I've known Nathan Forti since high school. I've got to see him succeed in so many different levels of his life, and you know, he's helped me a lot in my personal life as well, and you hear that in this podcast too, but just an all-around great guy, and he's someone who has risen to the occasion. He's a king. He lives life the right way. He's a wonderful dad, father, husband, you know, all of it, and business owner. So I'll be quiet, let y'all listen. This was a gem. Thanks, Nate, and here we go.
Yeah, so when he got into the tent, it kicked up all this dust, and all of a sudden it just kept coming in. So he ended up sleeping right next to me in his sleeping bag. Yeah. We had to zip ourselves completely closing that shit because it was just kicking up.
Y'all were together?
Yeah.
You gotta do, hey, bet you are warm.
We had to do. But it was a 2-person tent, right? My tent's not that big, but it was handling the high winds really well. It was barely moving. But I had enough room for us. Yeah. I had enough room for him.
Dude, I'm glad you got to do that, bro. Shit. We should have started recording 10 minutes earlier. That was like a story in itself.
I can tell it again.
Real quick, we got Nathan Forti here, owner of Bluebonnet Construction, LLC, here in the building. I know Nate back from high school, man. We just kind of stayed connected, and I thought he'd be a perfect guest to come on the first podcast of the Once Rising podcast. So appreciate you coming on, Nate. Good to see you, man.
I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, man. I've talked to you about it a month or two ago. I wanted to get you on.
I know. And if you remember, I had actually had COVID.
Yeah, that's what it was.
COVID, you know, but I was asymptomatic. You know, so really, I just went because I had a weird feeling in my back. I hadn't ever felt this weird kind of achy. I told my wife when I woke up, I was like, babe, I feel like I just got way older. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay attention. And then it was like 2 days until I had the doing the podcast with you. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to make sure, you know, whatever. I didn't think I had it. We got tested, boom, came back positive. But after that, the next day I had no symptoms, no fever, no cough, dude. It was really peculiar. It was really weird.
I think, you know, I had that as well. Because I was telling my boy David about it. Like, I felt that I didn't go get tested. I just played it safe. I didn't go around nobody. But I'm pretty sure I was like, am I getting old? Like, I can deadlift. I don't know. Like, this thing just happened overnight, you know?
And it was like right after I had done deadlifts and squats.
See?
So I was like, maybe I'm just getting sore.
Dude, I forgot that was the same story with you.
Heck yeah. But luckily, dude, I didn't, you know, my wife didn't get sick.
Yeah. Oh, you're a fucking beast, bro. Like, so, I mean, you get it.
I think it does matter, you know?
Yeah, you gotta be in fucking shape. Like, healthy, and I wish they would talk about that shit. Like,
I know. Yeah, me too.
Instead of scaring everybody.
I know.
Hey, everybody, everybody eat healthy. Like, let's fit in.
It's so important to get out and stay active and get, you know, be outside.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so I've been really healthy just over my lifetime. I haven't had a lot of illnesses, you know, so and I pay attention to my body. That's why, you know, 2 days before I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go get tested.
Exactly.
I hate to go kick it with Rob and get this guy sick.
Yeah, everybody gets sick and shit. So, isn't that crazy, like, how you got to pay attention to your body? And you really got to, like, because sometimes you got to take a second to be like, you got to, like, really feel, like, kind of, how's everything moving? Because everybody's always on the go.
Yeah, man. And so, and so even after that, I started just trying to be even more healthy. Yeah. You know, my wife was pregnant, and, you know, and there was all vaccine stuff.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Congratulations, man.
You know, baby boy, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we're just trying to keep things safe at home. You know, play it safe with my wife and stuff like that. But, Yeah, man, we're super excited. Baby's due April 12th.
That's awesome, man.
I've got a 9-year-old daughter, and then we're having, a big boy.
Dude, that's awesome, man. It's awesome to see, the path your life has taken. I mean, you've always been like a cool dude in my eyes. I remember in high school, we didn't really talk that much in high school because we're different age groups, but I remember even back then you were in cross country.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you, I don't know when it was, but I saw you in person years later, and I was like, oh, damn, Nate, man, you done blew up, man. Like, you were in really good shape. Like, because in high school you were skinny.
Yeah.
And then I saw you were like, oh, you like The Rock.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoy watching your videos about like doing weightlifting, like competitive lifting. And then I remember when you first started in construction.
Yeah.
And now to see you own your own business, dude, that's like awesome to see. Yeah. And then you're bilingual too.
Yeah. Bilingual. So, a lot of people don't always see it when they first meet me, but I'm Latino, and so I speak, read and write Spanish. I do business in Spanish. My employees are Hispanic. And so that's something that it's a real critical part of our business.
Yeah.
And it just makes it a lot easier when the community here that are doing the work, are Latino, and so when you get to be a part of it and just help other people make a good living too.
Dude, that's cool. Awesome, man. That's super dope. Yeah, man. What got you the idea to start your own company?
Man, so it's just been a whole process, right? So I've always been in construction. I grew up, my dad had a small landscape construction company when I was growing up. So, obviously when I was young, started working with those guys, young age, 13, 14 years old. And then when I graduated high school, I was doing college kind of like at night, part-time, but I got a job working as an electrician apprentice.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so right out of high school, I think it was that, okay, so not right out of high school, like a year, I was 19 when I started as an electrician apprentice. So I started just as, learning how to be an electrician. Yeah. I got really interested in it, and I was going to college at night and doing the community college stuff. But my electrical as an electrician, my career started. It's an actual career. It's a great career.
Yeah, it's a real good career.
And that was something when I got into it, I didn't realize. So before I knew it, I was really, really interested in it. And I think my peers and my boss and my superiors, they noticed that. And obviously, bilingual, and instantly I connected with the guys on the site. I learned how to do things, and obviously. As an electrician, there's, it's very mathematical, and you've got to be precise, right?
Yeah.
You can't be missing a lot of, and so you can't be missing a lot of numbers, you can't be missing a lot of math, and you got to pay attention. So, and that kind of just set the course for, how I like to build things and do construction and renovate homes now. But, I worked for that company for just a little under 10 years.
Okay, so you got a lot of experience.
Yeah, and so I was working my way from electrician apprentice to journeyman electrician. And so, I did my electrician, all my apprenticeship, and then I did my testing and got my journeyman's license.
Okay.
So from there, I was able to get promoted in the company I was working for to project manager. And, that really opened my eyes to the business side of everything, and the relationship side with the side.
Okay.
And coordinating with the owners, coordinating with the designers, architects, engineers.
Yeah.
And so
that's dope. Yeah.
I started doing a whole lot of that, and just was able to learn, absorbed it.
Just like training, dude.
Yeah.
Basically what it was, training how to run your own company.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're training me to do. Running these big jobs. We're doing, $4 million, $6 million projects with this company. It's a really big company. And, so from there, I started I was always kind of had an entrepreneurship in me. And so I knew guys, and so I started a little landscape business.
Yeah.
So I bought the truck and equipment and all that stuff, and I had guys working, and I did that for about a year. It wasn't incredibly lucrative. I couldn't really get it going. I was working full time the whole time, running jobs and stuff, and so this kind of limited what I could do. But over the course of the year, I had clients, or I was just doing their landscaping, asking me, can you, remodel my home, remodel my bathroom, and I was turning that kind of stuff down for a little bit.
Just kind of random, they would say, hey, do you do this too? And
yeah. Or do you know somebody?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I started thinking about it. I was like, man, I do know the people, and I can I can read plans, I can interpret, all these different things. I know how to do the permitting. I know it's all entailed with a project, the steps. And so eventually, it was one of my clients convinced me. He's like, "Hey, you want to renovate this?" He had a garage. It was a 2-story garage, old in the M Streets area. And I guess the city was giving him a hard time about it because it was really decrepit and it was falling apart.
Okay.
And he was like, "I need to renovate this thing. The city's giving me problems. Would you want to do it?" And so I talked to a few of the guys I knew, and I put the numbers together, and I looked over the whole scope, and I was like, "Okay, I think I got every bit of this process covered." And when I looked at it, I said, "Okay, we'll try it out." And it went really well, man. We did a great renovation. They loved the project. And then immediately they shared my number with another neighbor. And we ended up doing another renovation just immediately after that. And this was, right when I started my business in 2015.
Around the same exact time?
Yeah. The first job was, that first garage. And this is my second project. And, and that one went really well, and the clients loved everything. So it just kind of snowballed.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and so I managed both. I was working full time, and then my renovation, my construction business started kind of taking off. And it wasn't until I actually had won a contract to renovate 28 bathrooms at this drug rehab clinic in Grapevine.
Wow.
And I was really pumped, and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And I was still working, and I was getting things ready to get that going. And me and my boss at times kind of had some disagreements. I can't, to be honest, today I can't really remember what it was. But I think he maybe had said something to me in front of someone like God or something. I didn't like it. And so, that's when I said, okay, it's time to go all in on myself. Already had a kid at the time, but, I was like, I was 28. I was like, well, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to want to do it when I'm 38. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it, And so I told him, I was putting in I gave him a month notice. And, so worked that out. They didn't want me to go, but I told them what I was doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they try to, give me some more money and all that stuff, but I was like, no, I got to do it now. And, if you need me now, then you'll probably need me in 5 years. So if it doesn't work out, I'll let you know, But, yeah, man, and since then, I really haven't looked back. Been through a ton of trials and tribulations, tons of challenges with the business, but it's just booming right now. It's a great. We're in a great city to be doing construction.
Hell yeah, shoot. One of the fastest growing cities in the country.
Yeah, and it's a good time to be a contractor that pays attention to what they're doing, is passionate about what they're doing, because there's so many guys out there that are out there just slapping stuff together.
Right.
And so this is going to be my 7th year in business. What I think we've been able to, what I've been able to do, and what we've been able to do is with my guys and my subs is just create a really refined product.
Yeah.
And it's more of like an artisanal deal. Is what I'm looking at now. It's just because I'm the one physically kind of running these projects. I price them, I run them, and and then I work with the designers and stuff, and it's really something that I enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. So I don't really I've thought about hiring other guys and stuff like that, but it's something that's the portion right now that I really enjoy doing, is working with the clients, developing the project, solving the problems. Yeah, and so it's been really cool, man, and it's been going really well. Every year seems to be getting better. But it's been a crazy ride.
That's awesome, man. And I like that you say that. You do good work. You're passionate about the whole system. You're passionate. You want to meet the clients. You want to solve the problems because, we're a great opportunity, a great city to be in. So people see that, and a lot of people are just after the quick buck.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So to have somebody, an outlier, man, that just that makes your business grow faster. I think.
Man, I think it does, and and at the very least, it gives me, the chance to work with clients and make that impression with them, and instead of relying on other people to deliver the product that I want to deliver, or to deliver the message that I want to deliver, I get to be, the interface. And
you're there.
Yeah, and I'm sure maybe there were a little bit of time when I,
of course, but right now you're laying you're doing this for them, but it's also good for you too, because you're putting in the work so that when you do go to that next level, when you decide, whoever's in place, you can say, hey man, I've been there. I can tell you, rather than just be someone to just hire somebody, and they may not see you as in the same kind of respect. You know, so you're really doing it the right way, I think.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've gone, you know, I've messed things up and failed so many times at different things. You know, in 2017, you know, I had 6 or 7 full-time employees, and I was running 3 different trucks, and I had, you know, we were doing just a lot of commercial work at the time. But when I look back at that year, when, you know, you look at, you know, what your net profit was and what the amount of work you did and the amount of stress you went through, I knew after that year, I was like, man, I got to do something different. Just, it wasn't worth it. It was still great money, but it just was like, I was putting in a lot as far as stress.
It was good money, but like you were running yourself thin.
Exactly. Yeah. So when, you know, after that year, I decided to change it, and I went to, you know, just having 2 full-time guys and subcontracting, you know, the majority of all the work out. Mm-hmm. And with that method, for me, it's been ideal just because I've, you know, been able to really select and hand select the guys that I want to work with that do the best work. And I don't have to pay guys to redo stuff. If they do it bad, guess what? That's on you, buddy. And you're redoing it, because we don't do stuff. You know, I don't leave that stuff. And there's times, contracting's messed up. I messed up. We'll make mistakes. But the part that, you know, is the important part is the accountability, right? So obviously, you know, not waiting for your client to call things out, taking the initiative just to get things, you know, if it's something that you notice, I just get it done, and, you know, and hopefully, you know, whatever. But that's the kind of stuff that I think, you know, because not everything comes out perfectly the first time, but it's the accountability portion where it's, okay, let's get it. Maybe it's the second time, maybe it even takes a third time, but you deliver the product, you know?
Right.
And that's, some of it is a process like that, but regardless, you know, once you got to get to that end product, and that's at least what I've been, you know, I would take a lot of pride in, is being able to see everything through. You know, mm-hmm. if I quote a project and I win that project, mm-hmm. we're there to the end. And, you know, one of the main things is I don't want the client to know how much money I made. If it was a project I made a lot of money, I don't want them to know that. If it's a project I lost a lot of money, I don't want them to know that either. As long as they just know the product got delivered, you know, I want to be, that's it, you know. And so I think having that mentality too has helped me just keep things, you know, obviously you have to be, you know, in a situation where, you know, if you're losing money, you gotta, mm-hmm. it's not something, you know, you can at least get the project done and learn your lesson, mm-hmm. and boom, you know, and then, so, you know, the next project, you miss something, or you miss, then, you know, okay, don't do that. Make a note, you know, next time you're gonna make money on that, right? Yeah. So that's kind of how I see it. You know, you pay for some of the lessons, but nonetheless, you know, you gotta learn from those things.
That's dope, man. Shoot, you gotta put in that real experience, man.
Yeah, man, and that's all it is just being, you know, learning. I learned all this from experience, because, you know, I didn't finish my college degree, and so I didn't have that to kind of like throw at people like, hey, this is it. Yeah. But I have my experience, right? This is all I've done. I started in construction, in commercial, and in legitimate construction when I was 19, but I started, you know, this journey probably when I was 13, 14 years old, with my dad, you know, learning how to work with guys, and starting from the very bottom, and digging ditches, picking up
20
trash.
years, bro.
Yeah.
That's 20 years, man.
It's crazy to think back and kind of, and take note of that, because you're like, shit, well, I'm getting old. But, you know, that's also, you can accumulate some good wisdom in those years.
Yeah, age is just a number, man.
Yeah.
Like, how old are you? 33? 34?
Yeah. I'm going to be 35 next month.
Shoot, you look great, bro. You look good, man.
Thanks, man.
It's all, if you just keep yourself busy and keep moving and eat right and work out.
Work out has been just been a critical part in, you know, my lifestyle since I got out of high school.
Yeah. What got you into that, man? Because like I said, in high school,
you
were skinny, bro.
I was running cross country. I love the,
you were in shape.
Athleticism. Yeah. I was as athletic, but I didn't know the whole spectrum of the weightlifting and the diet and this and that. So I think it was about when I was 20 was when I started really dialing in my diet and to match like with the weightlifting and stuff. Yeah. And then when I was about 22, I got into the Olympic weightlifting where, you know, I was doing the competitive stuff.
That's right, dude.
And all that. And that's really what got me just super, you know, I had goals with that sport. And so we were training, 5-6 days a week, 3 hours a day. It was really intense. But it was cool, man. I won some cool competitions. And one year I won Texas State champion in my weight category. So that was cool. I've never been a state champion before. But I was, 23 or something winning a state champion. That was cool.
Dude, that's awesome. And you said you got close to making like the Olympics, like getting kind of
not necessarily Olympics,
or competing
competing. So I was able to compete in some national
awesome,
meets where I was competing with people that would go on and do stuff like that. I was never competitive with those guys.
Yeah,
but I think potentially if I had started that shit in high school, for sure. Yeah, I think so. But, and I think...
Just to be there, bro.
Oh, for sure. Just to be there. Yeah. Like I said, man, just to be athletic and have a whole sport in your 20s was really fun. Because I did...
What was your specialty? What was your favorite lifts?
My favorite lift was the snatch. And that's the one where you go ground to overhead in a single left jab.
I've probably done that twice in my life. Like the flexibility, man. Yeah. I may be able to do it now, but it's so intimidating. It's crazy. The motion.
Yeah. And you just, it is intimidating. And it takes a lot of strength. It takes, agility. It takes flexibility, mobility, all those different things. And so it's really one of those sports that I enjoyed because it dialed in all the, all the components of like making just a healthy human body. Just, like I said, the flexibility, mobility, the strength. And then just the constant mental challenge that every week and every day presented with it, And I think it just translates into other, things in your life too. If you can challenge yourself and meet those goals, and challenge yourself and meet those goals, there's going to be things that you're probably going to look at life and think there's nothing I can't do, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm trying to teach my daughter now.
Yeah.
Is that, hey, we can do whatever we want. If you want to be a doctor, if I want to be a doctor, I could go be a doctor if I wanted to. But, you just got to pick something, that you're passionate about, focus, and work hard at it. And that's one of the things that I've learned. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to pass down to my daughter, And she's super intelligent and hard. And she's been going to the gym with me since she was a baby, So she's already got it ingrained in her,
Oh, that's tight, dude.
So it's cool, man. And it's one of those things that I know you're into, I see you posting every day, working out, doing the weightlifting and stuff, doing the stretching. I think I saw you doing yoga and stuff like that.
Bro, I be trying to stretch, man.
Yeah, it's important, man.
You gotta stretch. And I feel better now than I did when I was 25 because I stretch for 30 minutes before I work out.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and you'd be surprised how much of your body, how you feel, it depends on all this right here.
Right. Yeah.
If this stuff is tight, you're gonna be all like, Once I heard about the psoas and the importance of it, I was like, the psoas. It does this.
You've got to maintain
so important.
Your muscles, your tendons, and your flexibility, right? Because if you look at a baby, they're in the body.
They can do everything
easy.
Yeah,
and then a grown adult, they're already with years of immobility and just problems, and people get hurt and just take Tylenol or Advil, and they don't
fix it.
Yeah,
they cover it up.
Exactly, they don't work it out and stuff. So that's been pretty good, and that's helped me stay healthy. And I know, I know you do that stuff, so, hey, man.
Dude, I do because, for me, I like to be in shape, but the gym is kind of also like my sanctuary.
Yeah.
Like when I'm working out, it's like, you know how it is. Like you get in that mode and you're doing warrior shit. You're lifting stuff up, you're throwing it around, and not everybody does that.
Right.
You forget because you're in the gym or you're working out, I'm here and everybody's, but nah, you're like, if you're in shape, and you're 30 or something like that, 30 to 40 years old or above.
Right.
Like you're in the top 10%.
That's true, man.
Top
I was just
10%.
talking about that with my brother. We were just saying, the goal is, man, we're in shape now, but we want to be in shape 40 and you're 45.
Yes.
That's when you really, you get the most out of life.
Yeah, because you're still sucking life. Like you're still sucking that life out of life.
You're still doing it.
You're not 30 and I got some friends, dude, and God bless them.
Yeah.
I can't do shit.
I know. And then you can still be out there traveling and camping, doing crazy shit in the Lake Texoma, getting lost or whatever. And, you know, and that's cool, man.
Shoot, it's good to be in shape, dude, because, I mean, shoot, we're all human beings, you know, and when it's time to get down with the get down, it's nighttime, and you with your significant other, you want to be able to look good and feel like, that's a real thing, dude. Like, you don't want to be, I don't want to be fat.
Oh, for
and
sure,
You know what I'm saying? Trying to get down with somebody. Like, it's I don't know, man. It's just a deeper meaning than just the fitness. And I feel like you're the same way. Yeah. You kind of live life like, just in talking to you, like before I had my kid, I appreciate this because you gave me a lot of advice of, hey, you're about to have a kid and you're in a situation like this. You need to approach it smart and be on top of your stuff because you want to make sure that you're there for your kid. Right. And you helped give me so much advice. We met on Greenville Avenue. Yeah. And you gave me all this advice and I was like, dang, that's what's up, man. And I forget who it was that told me to contact you, but I did. And we never really talked a whole bunch. We were always cool. Right. But I was like, man, I looked at you from a different, I looked at you with more perspective after that conversation. I was like, man, that's a real one right there. Because you helped me set up myself to be like, I'm always around my kid.
Yeah, man. And that's great, dude. I'm so happy to hear that, you know, impacted any part of your life. But yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm so happy for you that you got a good, healthy son. You're in his life all the time. Yeah. And that's the most important part, man.
It is.
And
dude.
We had similar situations and you just gotta, like I said, it's about accountability. Yeah. You're there and you put, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so simple.
It's so simple. Yeah. And it's hard because it's not always easy to be accountable.
You know,
it's not. Sometimes it costs time. Sometimes it takes money. Yeah. Sometimes it takes, holding your ground or whatever it may be, but it's not easy. And so
about doing the right thing and having some gall. Yeah. Like that's what it's about.
Following through, man.
Yeah, following through.
Yeah. And so for sure, I appreciate that, you remember that conversation. That's cool.
Man. You're welcome, man. I got a real good memory. Like I have a selective good memory because if somebody like, what'd you eat yesterday? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I forgot.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
So where are you living these days, man? Where do you call home? What city is home for you?
So I live in Dallas, and I live in the Oak Lawn Heights area. Okay. But my wife and I, we just bought a house in Richardson.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Congrats, dude.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. And so
y'all just bought it?
We just bought it. Yeah, we just bought it. So we're super pumped. We're actually just going to be closing, I think this week. But everything's good. And yeah, man. So we're super excited. So right when we close, I'll start renovating the house. Customize the kitchen. I'm gonna do the master bathroom.
So you're gonna wait to move in?
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait to move in. To my wife, I was like, the market right now is just crazy. It's so competitive. Everything's so.
You got to get something.
Yeah, you got to get it. Exactly. You got to get it. And so we got a great house with great square footage.
How many square feet?
It's 3,000 square feet. Ooh, man, I'm telling you, I never lived in a house that big.
1 story or 2?
It's a 2-story.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I never lived in a 2-story before. I come from a very,
You're from Oak Cliff, right?
I went to high school in Oak Cliff. I grew up in Waxahachie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I feel like you Oak Cliff, man.
I know, man. Oak Cliff is my hood. For sure, man. And I lived after high school. I lived in Oak Cliff for a little bit, and all my friends are from Oak Cliff. I went to high school there all the time. I was there. That's my spot. And I do a lot of work in Oak Cliff. I've done a lot of renovations. I've done some renovations for our classmates,
Nice.
Right. I've had, privilege of working with some of the people we went to school with and, which has been really cool, man. That's one of my favorite parts of, being a business owner and doing what I do is that I've been able to help my own classmates, my peers, my friends get into a house, make smart decisions with their house, and get it done properly,
Dude, because like you said, a lot of people out there are trying to take advantage of people that want to get work done, man.
Absolutely, man. And I hear that story all the time, the last contractor took off, or this or that.
Yeah, and or just go ghost.
Yeah, just ghost. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure it feels good. It feels good for me to be 7 years in the business. Yeah. Never had any issues like that. Yeah. I've been through some crazy stuff. I had to sue a client one time. I did a restaurant for this person, And yeah, they never paid me. They went bankrupt or whatever, and that was $90,000 they owed me. And I ate that and was able to keep it moving, man.
There we go.
And so I look back and I'm like, shit, dude, that's crazy, you know, to just take a hit like that and then keep your head down and keep working.
Yeah, because the more time you give to it, the more it's gonna
fuck it up. You can dwell on it, you can do whatever you want. I did what I could, but I kept it moving, and shoot, then, you know, that's long gone to me, you know, and I'm real happy with where my business is going. I've been working with some really great people. I have the best clients right now. And shoot, I got basically this whole next year, 2022, almost sold completely. Dude,
that's fucking dope, man. Yeah. I'm not surprised, man. I'm so happy for you, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You mentioned before the podcast that you like to travel and stuff. Or you mentioned at some point, like, where are some of the coolest places you've been to, man?
Oh, man. Shit, I've been to some really cool places. I would think, you know, I've been to some really cool trips, you know. I really enjoyed Mexico, anywhere in Mexico. So right when the pandemic was hitting, my wife and I think she was just my girlfriend then. I don't even think she was my fiance. So my wife and I, we went to Oaxaca in Mexico. And so we went, it's not a very international tourist area. It's kind of like where Mexicans go to vacation, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
and
nice.
Let me think. I'm trying to remember the name of the beach that we were at. And we had a little Airbnb. And so, man, that's the way I like to do it. I don't like to do the resort stuff.
Same, bro.
We stayed right in this little Airbnb with a great host. And then we just hit the town, bro. And, you know, we were out at night. We were on the beach. We were doing everything. And then we went to Mexico City. Was also a really cool one.
Oh, I want to see that place so bad.
Yeah, Mexico City's beautiful. It's so huge. It's up in the mountains too. You don't even realize it. It's like, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000, maybe 8,000 feet in the mountains.
Damn.
And you're there and you're like, God, dog, what in the hell? And then you look it up and you're like, oh shit, I'm in the mountains. Holy
damn, shit. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, it's really crazy. But, you know, I've done some crazy trips, man. I went backpacking. I did a lot of backpacking in Central America. I did, you know, through...
Shit, that's that Benito Moriel shit right there.
Yeah,
that's
he's done some backpacking too.
Yeah,
That's a cool story. And
has he told you the Machu Picchu story?
Yeah, I know. I've heard it from you.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I've listened to a couple of your podcasts. I listened to the one with... I listened to... Damn, what the hell? I was just listening to him the other day. Abraham Lopez.
Oh, that was a good boy. That dude's really smart cool right there.
He's a really cool guy.
That's a cool guy.
Yeah. And then, what was the other guy? It was a while ago. This was like one of the first ones. I can't remember, but I've listened to him, and I know the Machu Picchu one with Benito.
Yeah, man.
That was a really cool story, man.
Dude, how is backpacking, man? How is that? So how is that set up? How long is the process, or like, are you out there for a long time?
Yeah, so I went on a few different trips. So some of them were like around 2 weeks that I would go. But I would literally probably just make one reservation when I would book these things. And for instance, one time, one of my trips, I flew out to Nicaragua. I was in the capital city, Managua, Nicaragua, and by myself, dude. I was just staying in this hostel a couple of days. I went out, was gambling, went out to the beach. And then
that sounds classic.
Dude, it was crazy, bro. I'm pretty sure I met some fugitives from the United States that trip. But yeah, and so then at that hostel, I ended up meeting up with these American dudes. One of them was from New Jersey, or maybe they both were from New Jersey, but one of them actually worked for the FBI. It was crazy, bro. So they didn't speak Spanish. And this week was La Semana Santa, which is I think it was like the week of Easter, week before Easter, something like that. And no buses were running, right? And so I had a plan. I wanted to get to Honduras within like a week or something.
And you're by yourself?
Yeah.
Gangsta.
And these dudes were going to Honduras. So I was like, yo, we team up. I speak Spanish. You work for the FBI. We get killed. At least come looking for your ass.
Yeah.
You know? And so let's go. And so we took a bus as far as that the buses would take us because we were going to Honduras, and then we literally hitchhiked, bro. I'm not kidding you. With thumb out like that, bro. And people were picking us up. Yeah. And we were going, and we made it to the border of Honduras like that. Literally paying people a couple bucks. I think one guy we gave a watermelon to. They were really generous, really nice folks. Crossed the border into Honduras on foot, dude, just with backpacks. And literally, when we crossed the border to Honduras, there was like nothing there. So there was one little candy store, and I told the guy there was nobody there, right? Besides like the border patrol people, and he had a truck. I said, "Hey, do you have a car?" He was like, "Yeah, I got a truck." I was like, "Hey, we're trying to get to—I don't even remember the place. It was like literally, it was like a 6-hour drive." And I was like, "We'll pay you $100." He was like, "Okay." He shut down his whole shop, pulled his truck around, hop in the back. And we were like, "Fuck it, let's go." We hopped in the back. It was crazy. And this story is a crazy story. But so we're in the back of this dude's fucking truck going. I'm 6-hour trip in the mountains of Honduras. We get pulled over by the Honduran military 2 times.
Oh shit!
And they search all our shit. They're asking us all these crazy questions. Luckily, the FBI guy was there because he knew all these.
He knew what the deal is.
Yeah, he knows. And he was young. He'd only been working for them like, I don't even know, like less than years.
Yeah.
But okay, so then they check all our shit. We get through that stuff. Make it to where we thought we wanted to go, right? It was a little beach town. And we pull up, we're walking around, and it's bad. I was like, shit, man. And we get there, and it's like really bad. And so we couldn't find any hotels. We found a hostel.
Bad as in just the vibes didn't feel good.
Like the vibes didn't feel good. Kind of bad part of town.
Okay.
Beach wasn't like the beaches you typically want to check
Puerto Rico.
out. It was really dirty.
Yeah.
So we rented a spot for $7 that night.
Okay.
And we got it, bro. It was like Saw 7 in that bitch. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I was like, dude, this is the most crazy place I've ever stayed. Like, wires hanging out of the wall. It was just a single room. We had like cots we were staying on, but we didn't give a shit. So we stayed there, woke up the next morning, went to the beach, and it was just like total disappointment. So I can't even remember. So then somehow, so we ended up renting a car and just continuing our trip.
Yeah.
Dude. So
just going,
dude. Yeah. So by the time we got to the main camping spot destination, we had 10 people camping with us. Wow. I don't even remember how
3 people.
From 3 people to 10. And these people were from like Ireland and Australia and shit, dude. We really just camped.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah, just no plans. Just meeting cool people.
Dude,
where y'all going? And then boom, let's go.
Hell yeah. That's life experiences right there.
Yeah, it was really cool. So in this time, when we got to this campsite, it was a little village not far. I don't remember the names of any of this shit. This is already 10 years ago or something. But there's a waterfall, bro, right where we were camping. So we camped out there, and there were some village folks, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys need anything?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" And I'm not kidding you, dude. They went and got us beer, ice, cooked us all dinner. And we didn't have to campfire. I mean, we had a campfire, but they just served us up a whole fucking just everything took care of it. And so we just paid them for everything, and they loved it. They were really cool, party with us that night.
Yeah, they probably like used to that.
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
It was cool, man. So
that's on my bucket list now. You just got some bucket list. I want to do that, man.
And then that was one of my favorite trips. And I've been to Cuba. Cuba was really interesting. So
I want to go there, dude.
I spent 10 days in Havana, Cuba, and that was just wild. Coming from the United States and not really knowing what to expect in that country, as a socialist or communist country. Yeah. It was totally crazy, bro. Like, it was just totally different. I had a conversation with a guy. I went to go get just some lunch or something. And I had a conversation with a man, and I wasn't getting very good service when I was telling people I was American, so I started just telling people I was from Mexico. Okay. And the guy, he was asking, "Oh, where you from?" And I told him Mexico, and he said, "Okay, would you mind having your meal over here? I want to ask you some stuff about Mexico and stuff like that." I was like, "Sure." Who was this? He was just the guy working at the restaurant. And so we because the tourists and the military is everywhere, so they're everywhere, and so they don't allow the people to just come converse and hang out with the natives, with the tourists. Yeah, and so they don't let everybody doing that. So they gotta be, you gotta be kind of hidden or inside somewhere where they're not seeing you out in the streets. And this guy told me his whole plan to escape Cuba, to go to Mexico, and to make it to New York where he had some family. And bro, that conversation was so wild because I've been traveling, and doing my thing and getting to do the stuff, and this guy sitting here just can't even leave his country, and he's talking to me and telling me about his plan to escape, and I'm just like, whoa, man, I'm so grateful to be an American, to be in this country.
Yeah,
we can move, we can start our businesses, and we can travel and do this stuff, And when you go to a country like that, and a lot of the other countries I've been to too, I went to El Salvador, and that place was really bad, and I went to, through some places in Honduras, and Tegucigalpa is the capital city in Honduras. It's just the murder capital of
what made you want to go?
That was just the airport, where the airport was, that I had to go through there, And so you go through these areas and you see this shit, and you're like, damn, it's crazy.
It's wild. Just crazy vibes.
Yeah, crazy vibes. And I only went to El Salvador for like a day, but not even a day. Basically, what happened was we were in that car with people, and they saw our touristy caravan of folks, and the border patrol was really like, well, "What are y'all doing? Where are you going?" And we're like, "We're just gonna, check out this little beach town." They're like, "You need to not go there and just leave." They're like, "Don't even come in." Yeah, and we were like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, don't even come in because it's not safe for you guys." And so they literally escorted.
They were being probably for real.
No, they were being for real. And we appreciated it, Fuck, you don't want to get
murdered,
or whatever.
Who knows what'll happen, man?
Held for ransom.
You're a good-looking guy, Nate. Anything can happen, bro.
Yeah, those games really but that's probably the only city I kind of felt, or the only time that was like, "Well, don't do that." Okay, don't do that. But yeah, so there's some crazy trips, man. I've had a really good.
That's good, man. You got to travel, dude. It's so good for your perspective on life, man.
Yeah,
for sure,
man.
That's dope, dude. So I like to ask everybody 3 questions, and your last story, man, what kind of questions can I ask, man? But these are like icebreaker questions I asked everybody. Just kind of get to know a little bit about you and just some simple things. So what's your favorite place to go eat at? If you were to go eat somewhere, this is my favorite restaurant, man. I'm gonna go eat here.
My favorite restaurant, man, this is probably the one that stayed consistent. I've had other restaurants that would come in, maybe they're my favorite one, but this one's consistent since high school, and it's gonna be All Shucks.
All Shucks
on Greenville, bro.
That's
my jam. Dude. I actually worked there for a few years. They were really cool. I worked there at night when I wasn't going to school at night.
Yeah.
And because I was an electrician during the day, I was working at All Shucks. And I always lived on Greenville too, so it was real convenient, but I love their food too.
It's a great spot, dude.
Yeah, and they were really cool folks, and I would be like, "Hey, I'm going to do school this semester," and they would take me off the schedule, and then during the summer they put me on or whatever.
Good vibes there, bro. That's a legendary spot.
It is a legendary spot.
Nice, that's a good one, dude. So, I know you got your business, you run your business. Do you ever have time to watch any shows, or is there a movie that you just recently watched, or what are you watching right now?
Let me see. So my wife picks out most of the stuff that we watch.
Okay.
And it's mostly Netflix, crime, killer stuff.
We're just talking about that. How women like those kind of things.
Dude, I love this stuff. I love it too. Yeah. So I'm just like, they pick something and I'll be happy with it. But, let me think. I can't even remember, bro, but we've just, anything in that genre is kind of our jam.
Okay, that's what's up.
Halloween stuff, scary movies for sure. Mm-hmm. Any kind of Halloween movie. We're big Halloween fans.
Nice.
That kind of stuff. I have a reluctancy to get involved in a lot of series. Yeah. Because I'm like, it takes time. And then if it's good, like Breaking Bad, I was like, I couldn't stop. I was like, shit, I got shit to do.
That shit's good.
And there's a few of them, what was that one? The Cards one. House of Cards is good.
That was a good one.
That was good as hell, But it's been some years since I've really, really gotten into something like that, our go-tos are, Hoarders. Those are always great.
Oh, okay.
I like to watch.
Those are fun.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
And I recently, because my daughter, she likes watching HGTV, like the renovation stuff.
All right.
And she likes watching cooking shows. So we'll watch those. But the cool ones are the renovation shows, because that's exactly what I do. And so I get to add all my commentary.
Joanna Gaines.
Yeah. Joanna Gaines.
I like watching those shows too, man. When I got the time. Yeah. Nice. So what are you listening to right now? What are you jamming to right now, Nate?
Man, okay. So what I'm jamming to, it's kind of funny right now. I kind of got into a little country kick, bro.
Oh,
I've never been a country fan.
Wow.
But just like some, Texas country, old school country, man. I don't know. I've been listening to just playlists.
Yeah.
But
I kind of get the vibe you're rolling with. Yeah,
old school. I mean, I'm trying to think of some of the artists. There's a actual Texas artist is from Lubbock, I think, and his name is William Clark Green.
Okay.
And he's got some really cool, just kind of like Texas country kind of music.
Okay, kind of like chill kind of country music.
Yeah, man. And it's not
kind of like something you jam to, like try and get like I wouldn't say chopped and screwed. But like that kind of version of like
right, if you can think of country music, it's just chill and it's real. I think he's from Lubbock, so he's got a real Texas sound to him.
Okay,
and he's a cool dude. He's not real famous, I don't know. I found out from him on iTunes or something, but I like his stuff, and so I've been jamming his stuff a lot. And then the kind of funny one is like the what's his name?
Dixie Chicks.
No, Morgan Wallen, man. I like his stuff.
Morgan Wallen?
Yeah.
You know him, Dave?
You know him, man. That's cool, man. Morgan Wallen, and I kind of feel silly because he's like a big, super famous artist. Like, I feel like that's kind of like I kind of try to be.
Everybody knows who.
Everybody knows it. So I'm like late to the game and everything.
I got you.
But he's got some great tracks, man, and I've been enjoying it. I like that. I've always been a big rap listener. I've always been a rock for sure. Heavy metal. But lately it's been kind of country, man. It's chill. Nice. But I do a lot of driving. Driving from site to site. Yeah. Picking up materials, delivering stuff. Doing consultations, and it just helps me just be in a better mindset.
I got you.
Not so
aggressive.
Right, yeah. Just a little bit chill, a little more chill. Yeah. Make it through the day a little bit, just
I got you.
A little bit more.
Ride through the day.
Yeah.
I got you.
You got it. And so, that's kind of been the vibe recently.
I like it, man. So at the end of every podcast, I like to ask everybody if they had something they could tell the entire world and they would hear what they're saying. What would you tell the world, man? It could be anything. A quote that you know, or just some way you like to live by, whatever you want.
Man, let me think. Okay. And I think something that I live by. So I think there's a few things that I live by. I think, having a kid has taught me one of the most important things is, and it sounds cliche because everybody's told you this their whole life, but it really is true if you really, if it's something that you want to do, but that you can do anything you want, right? You can start a business, you can be whatever it is, and you just got to put the work in and stay focused and, and see the big picture, because it, for me, what I've experienced is just every small step counts, right? Yeah. It may be 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, but you've got to keep that going, and you're eventually going to get there. But, the big thing is just you can do anything, you can make it happen. And so for me, when I'm in a challenge or, when I'm presented with a challenge, I just got to remind myself that, and, I'll find a solution. It's something that,
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Nate. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. It's been a long time coming, and we'll have to get you on here again.
Hell yeah, man. Anytime, dude. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it, brother. All right, that was it. Number 101 is in the books, and Big Nate, hey, man, appreciate it. It was honor, pleasure. Shout out to Dave as well with the camera work and just helping with the vibes. Cosign Loft, as always. It's just a wonderful place to have and be. Y'all look out. We're having a network event, coming up this month. I'll be posting on the social medias, but, Big things coming, and I'm very excited for it. Talk to y'all soon. Talk to y'all soon. Talk to y'all soon. Talk to y'all soon.